Следующий момент, по которому я считаю, что настало время раскрыть все карты и всерьез задуматься насчет этой темы, это повышенный интерес самих инопланетных цивилизаций к нашей планете, особенно в последнее время. Явно не у всех из них мирные намерения. В дальнейшем мы разберем темы, связанные со всем этим, и вы сами сделаете выводы, кто с нами, а кто против нас. В доказательство моих слов будут представлены множество видео 2013 года, на которых снято НЛО, а их в разы больше по сравнению с предыдущими годами. Итак, посмотрите финальное видео первого выпуска, которое явно заставляет задуматься, что что-то неладное происходит с нашей планетой, и все это звенья одной цепи.
Unprecedented move, the Bureau has actually increased the temperature scale on its maps to cope with its higher temperature forecast.
Australia's record-breaking heat wave is continuing to fuel outbreaks of wildfires across scores of thousands of hectares in the southeast of the country.
Overnight, a lethal tornado outbreak in Oklahoma, a state already reeling from that rare EF5 twister that nearly erased the city of Moore.
It's hard to believe.
That cloud back there, you see them coming. For folks that don't believe that the Bible is real, the Bible don't lie.
And this is what the sky has been doing for the last half hour. It's non-stop lightning with no thunder. I have never seen this before in my life.
From God. Just hours after the Pope announced his surprise resignation, the heavens over Rome opened and the top of St. Peter's Basilica was struck by lightning.
Parts of the US have been placed on alert with fears a powerful weather system could trigger a new round of deadly tornadoes. Several twisters have already hit and authorities warn 60 million Americans are in the storm's path.
Dangerous tornado tearing up Kansas. Within an hour, there was another even larger. In Erie, Pennsylvania, a rare tornado damaged buildings and toppled power lines. Some
At least 80 people were injured, too critically, as a series of devastating tornadoes ripped across two states.
Along the border, several twisters touched down after 7 o'clock last night.
Whoa!
Destruction covers a 40-kilometre stretch of southern New South Wales and northern Victoria.
New warnings for the middle of the country. More tornadoes expected across the Midwest. And this is happening everywhere.
There were 16 of them tearing through northern Texas Wednesday, including this EF4 monster with winds up to 200 miles an hour. This is what's left. Piles of rubble, shattered walls, and shattered dreams.
A 2-mile-wide tornado has swept through a southern suburb of Oklahoma City in the U.S.
The tornado was reportedly 2 miles wide, something you don't see very often. Nearly unprecedented in the area.
You say this is unlike any tornado you've ever seen.
The tornado grew to a size I've never seen before, close to a mile wide at times, and it was just so sad.
28 tornadoes that touched down around the area in Oklahoma, Kansas, Illinois, Iowa.
It could go down as one of the deadliest tornadoes in American history.
One of the worst tornadoes in history.
In Argentina, at least 50 people are dead and thousands more have been forced to flee their homes because of heavy storms and flash flooding. Buenos Aires and La Plata have been hit with the heaviest rains on record.
It looks much like New Orleans looked after Katrina.
2 people have been killed and 8 remain missing after heavy rain and flooding devastated Peru. Authorities in the South American country have
extreme and now deadly weather this holiday weekend. Flash flooding and record rain in the south.
Dangerous flash floods have taken over the city.
They've told us they've never seen anything like this before.
Just a short time ago, reports of a possible tornado touching down in Victoria, Texas. That's south of all of that rain.
Watches and warnings cover several states as severe storms target the same communities devastated last week.
Is suffering with a brutal mixed bag. Snow, sleet, hail, and severe whipping winds.
Northeast tonight as snow clouds clearing the roads in Lake Placid, New York, and elsewhere. What is going on?
Look at the tops of these clouds. Again, this is not one but 2 storms joining together.
This snowstorm paralyzed some of the most heavily populated areas of this country. It was a record breaker.
The governor here has already declared a state of emergency.
And to give you a sense of the power of this storm, the winds were as strong as a Category 1 hurricane with gusts up to 83 miles an hour.
It was the 5th largest snowfall on record in weather history.
As many people are waking up to scenes like these, this is likely to be the coldest March in 50 years.
People are dead after a powerful earthquake strikes Iran, just miles from the country's only nuclear power station. Small villages in the area have been devastated.
A powerful earthquake rocked southwestern Japan this morning. The magnitude 6.3 quake struck near the port city of Kobe. At least 23 people were injured.
A major earthquake has struck a region near the Iran-Pakistan border. The U.S. Geological Survey says the quake measured 7.8. Iranian state television is reporting that at least 40 people have been killed.
Following breaking news, talking about the earthquakes. They hit Oklahoma early this morning, overnight from 2 a.m. to the latest one at 5:15.
The man was in his bedroom. The earth opened up beneath the house and he fell in.
At 5 o'clock, fears that a San Francisco neighborhood could collapse. Right now, multiple sinkholes are creating a very dangerous situation.
Well, this massive sinkhole nearly killed a golfer right in the middle of the fairway in Waterloo, Illinois. Mark Mahal was on the 14th hole at the Ann Briar Golf Course when the earth just opened up beneath his feet.
A 25-year-old security guard named by the paper as Yan Xibing Sinkhole. He disappeared into the pit when it suddenly opened up as he was walking along.
The Russian city being eaten alive, cars, buses and trucks disappear beneath the earth as they are swallowed by giant sinkholes. Citizens of Samara live in daily fear of the ground disappearing beneath them. Dozens of holes have sprung up across the city in recent weeks.
Dramatic upheaval in the earth today on a small island off the coast of Washington state. Residents say it began with a mysterious sound, almost like thunder, and then something terrifying. The earth seemed to crack open.
With another situation that's happened on the south side where the earth has literally opened up.
That is a sinkhole right there. There are 3 vehicles in that hole.
Fiery show like you've never seen before. I know I've never seen this before. A team of photographers capturing an incredible display in eastern Russia. 4 volcanoes they found were erupting at the same time.
But this, nobody's ever seen anything like this. 4 different volcanoes, 4 completely separate eruptions happening at the same time. Unprecedented.
The area around Mexico City is on a volcanic alert this morning. The government is sending soldiers and police to the region. They have blocked off a 7-square-mile area.
4 German climbers and their Filipino guide have been killed during an eruption of one of the Philippines' most active volcanoes.
Uptick in seismic activity
not only earthquakes, but volcano eruptions worldwide. Now, that's unprecedented. That's never happened in human history. 87 dormant volcanoes have just started waking up since February 2012.
We'll start with some breaking news this hour. People in the Urals in Russia have seen burning objects raining down from the sky after a meteorite exploded above the Earth, causing a meteor shower.
Now, this has caused widespread panic in at least 3 cities. The world is closely watching another meteor that's supposed to graze past the Earth later on this evening. That's the size of an Olympic-sized swimming pool. This is an unrelated incident.
Tonight, a flash of light that experts are saying was probably a meteor was seen streaking across the sky along the East Coast. There more reports are coming in tonight. It happened just after 8 o'clock.
There are at least 350 reports of this possible meteor.
And the early hours of Sunday morning caught a glimpse of a suspected meteor that lit up the sky above the city.
A rare comet makes its debut in the northern hemisphere, visible to the naked eye. In fact, some astronomers are calling 2013 the year of the comet as they identify more and more of these snowballs flying through space. Does it, though, raise questions about our safety here on Earth?
It's happening again. A big space rock the size of a city block is expected to head our way next hour. But don't worry, because there's no danger of it hitting us. We know that this meteor exploded over Russia just a month ago, last month, and now we have this, and there was an asteroid last weekend. Is this just sort of a weird time, and should we be concerned about a potential impact?
There's something fishy in Rio. Dead fish are washing up on the shores of Rio de Janeiro's main lagoon, and no one is quite sure why.
Juvenile leather jackets have washed up along a 10-kilometre stretch of beaches.
Absolutely incredible. I've never seen a fish kill like it in all my time travelling around the country.
A discovery off the coast of Chile that has baffled authorities. Thousands of langoustines washed up in central Concepcion province. Beaches have been covered red. Investigators are trying to find out what has killed so many crustaceans.
Dead fish are washing up along the Lake Erie shoreline. What are they telling you about the amount of dead fish? It's overwhelming, isn't it?
Pretty unbelievable to be down here and to see all these dead fish. It's the worst fish die-off experts say we've seen in decades.
Thousands of birds mysteriously dove straight into the ground.
As many as 5,000, according to military estimates.
A locust invasion of biblical proportions has descended upon Israel after millions of the insects flew in from Egypt, darkening skies and threatening to destroy crops.
Ну что, уважаемые зрители, вы готовы узнать больше о происходящем вокруг? Готовы взглянуть правде в глаза и узнать, кто такие инопланетяне? Сколько видов существ посещают нашу планету и сколько видов существ обитает на ней? Какова их роль в развитии нашей планеты? Для чего они похищают людей? Разберем, какова роль правительства во всем этом. Будут представлены факты, подтвержденные документальными материалами. Я постараюсь создать и показать вам общую картину происходившего, происходящего и того, что будет происходить с нашей планетой. Зная и принимая все то, что я хочу до вас донести, мы поднимемся на ступень выше, так как знание есть сила, и кто знает, может, мы с вами изменим историю. И, наконец, для нас откроются двери, которые пока не удается открыть простым смертным. В следующем тематическом видео мы познакомимся с посланием инопланетян к человечеству и узнаем, какие виды существ посещают нашу планету. До встречи, уважаемые зрители. Подписывайтесь на канал и становитесь мудрее.